I go, hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the Redline Show with myself and my boy Donovan Sharp. Before I bring the dog in, the man of all men, I'm going to tell you guys what this show is being brought to you by. This show is being brought to you by Tactical Soap, guys. Make sure you get your tactical soap. Also, this is being brought to you by Tate's War Room. Tate's War Room, and last but not least, the fraternity of excellent men join the online brotherhood of exceptional men. Donovan Sharp, back to you, dog.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, I can't call it. You got it, man. Another day.
Yeah, I'm actually obviously I'm in my brand new studio. Everything is working out great, except for the fact that on one of the views, on one of the camera angles, I look like, for whatever reason, I've got the light right in my face, but for whatever reason, it's completely here. I'm gonna switch to it just so you guys could see this. This is how tricky this stuff is, right? So I have light right in my face, but you still can't see me. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know what it is.
Well, I can see you, but you're just a little dark. Well, you're a little dark. You're just in a dark place.
Yeah, it's weird because I got lights shining all over me. Anyway, I'm just gonna stick with this view, and we should be good to go. Anyway, so what we are going to discuss this evening, guys, is we are going to discuss sexual market value and relationship market value. What is the difference between sexual market value and relationship market value? Now, Steve, I'm going to sort of tell a story about how I can sort of relate something to sexual market value versus relationship market value. But before I do that, what are your thoughts on sexual market value versus relationship market value? Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever considered it?
It's always a consideration, because I always tell guys that I teach guys never to run behind a woman and take crumbs. It's all about my time. So relationship value is one thing, but as far as sexual market value, to me, is yes, sex, but it's not just sex, because the sex is the easy part.
Right.
Where is she going to fit on my roster? You know what I mean? Like, is she going to be my masseuse? Is she going to be my morning cook, my evening cook? You know what I mean? So if she's not worth anything, I can still use her on the roster. Now, if she's worth something, then we can move forward. But yes, there is definitely a difference, my brother.
Okay. And in your experience, and again, I try to relate sort of like real life stories to this kind of thing. In your opinion, what is, I don't want you to get too into specifics, but in your experience, when you're seeing a woman, fucking a woman, whatever the case may be, what differentiates, what makes Steve Williams say, you know what, she might be worth being around outside of sex. I might be thinking about maybe making this girl maybe my main chick. What does she have to do to get that consideration from you?
Well, the thing is, Donna, before she has to do that to me, I've got to know what I want. You know what I mean? I've got to know what a woman is to me. What am I expecting of her? What are the expectations that's going to either define her as a booty call or define her as relationship material? It is what she brings to the table other than her looks. And that's the most important thing to me, brother.
Yeah, listen, I agree 100%. And hopefully, can you guys hear me okay, by the way?
I hear you great, brother. Hear you great.
Perfect. Excellent. Yeah. I could not have put that any better myself. Phone lines are open, guys. Phone lines are open. 914-205-5356. That is the number that you need to call if you want to get in on the show. I'm going to tell you sort of a quick story in my experience that will sort of paint a better picture. I'll put it to you this way. I've sold cars. I've had a lot of sales jobs. And of course, like any salesperson, I've had more than one stint selling cars. I've sold new cars. I've sold used cars. I've sold luxury cars, everything in between. I've sold Hondas, Dodges, Toyotas, Audis, Chevys. I sold them all. A common conflict that occurs specifically with male car buyers is the inner struggle between what they want versus what they need. Now, as men, we want fast, beautiful cars. We want that sleek aerodynamic style that all sports cars have. We want the engine that's going to roar when we hit the gas pedal. We want a car that goes from 0 to 60 in less than 4 seconds. You guys get the idea. But what a man wants in a car is necessarily what he needs. What most men need out of a car most of the time is a low car payment, low insurance, reliability, safety, great fuel mileage, and of course, a great warranty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys past a couple of car models that I used to sell. And I think this perfectly illustrates the difference between sexual market value and relationship market value. The Dodge Viper and the Dodge Stratus. Now, the Dodge Viper is clearly the more aesthetically pleasing car. It's faster, the engine superior, and it's a chick magnet. But the car payment is going to be extremely high. The insurance is going to be really expensive, and the Viper has terrible gas mileage. The 03 Viper got like 13 miles to the gallon in the city, maybe 19 on the highway, if you're lucky. Now, don't get it twisted, guys. This is a gorgeous machine, okay? It's fast. It's beautiful. It sounds like a monster when you rev it up, and it turns a lot of female heads. But there's an extremely high price to be paid, and at the end of the day, doesn't really have anything you need in a car other than reliability. And even then, if you open up the engine more than you should, which obviously is a temptation in and of itself, you're going to have engine trouble, which reduces its reliability. Plus, parts and repair for a Viper, guys, it's absolutely ridiculous. You're spending 4 figures every time you bring it in. Ilderton Dodge in High Point, North Carolina, if you guys don't believe me, you guys can give them a call. Anyway, the Dodge Stratus, on the other hand, isn't anywhere near as gorgeous as the Viper, but it is a good-looking car. You're not going to turn heads like the Viper would, but you're not going to get any accusations of driving a beat-up junk bucket. It's much safer than the Viper, because if you get in an accident in a Viper, you're as good as gone. But the Stratus is far more likely to keep you alive. The car payments for a Stratus will be a fraction of the Viper car payment, and so is the insurance. Every man wants to drive a Viper for a short-term fling. And it's not a bad option if you want to do it like that. Maybe lease it for a year or two, then return it. But it is never a good idea to finance a Dodge Viper for over 72 months. And plenty of men have made that mistake. A Dodge Viper is not a good long-term viable option. The smarter choice is the Stratus. It's much better for us in the long term. You'll have paid off the car before the warranty runs out. You'll save thousands in insurance payments. It's far more reliable, and it doesn't cost much to repair if you even have to do that. Well, cars are like women, gentlemen. We all want the hot wife. We all want the hot girlfriend, but the truth of the matter is that they're not good for long-term relationships, guys. Unless she was raised on a farm without the internet or in an Amish village, girls who have extremely high sexual market value almost always have much lower relationship market value. In this environment, gentlemen, the things that make women sexually attractive are the same things that reduce their relationship market value. Take a look at any Instagram models' comments, and there is no shortage of men saying things like, wifey material, will you marry me? I love you. Now, most men foolishly believe that a woman who looks good will also make a good significant other, and nothing could be further from the truth, guys. And these men make this mistake in the real world. They grab the hottest girl they can find, thinking that they've got the holy grail because she said she was traditional, but then they're devastated when she cheats on them 3 weeks later after she told them she loved him. Well, hold on, real quick. What a man wants in a woman isn't necessarily what we need in a woman, just like cars. Again, the Dodge Stratus isn't a Dodge Viper. Don't get me wrong, not even close. The Viper has much more sexual market value than the Stratus, but the Stratus has far more relationship market value, which makes it the better choice for the long term. So, and I want to get your opinion on this, Steve. Men need to start approaching relationships the same way. It's hard, I know, okay? Girls are hot, but it is necessary. And the way you put yourself in an advantageous position in terms of making the right decision on which women that you'll potentially commit to starts with distinguishing the difference between sexual market value and relationship market value. Your thoughts?
Well, yeah, but I want to key on one thing that you were saying, and also tie a message in right here that somebody said. See, everything you're saying, yeah, I can agree with, but we also got to look at the man that is saying the things that he's saying, because even though you talk about women's high sexual market value, most of these guys have low sexual market value.
Yes,
and a lot of these guys, like this individual right here, is accepting crumbs. Is because he is so low on the totem pole of how he feels about himself, he will accept the disrespect from a woman just to say, I've got a woman. And that's part of the issues and problems too, Donovan. It's not just the women that have high sexual value that you got to watch out for.
Right.
Most customers, like I say, most people, I'm gonna use your car analogy as an example. You guys know that there are what we call smart shoppers and dumbass shoppers. And I'm sure that you know that you can upsell a guy who is not really who doesn't have not the common sense but the wherewithal to ask the proper questions. Does that make any sense when I'm saying
perfect sense?
Right. So you know that okay, Donovan, because you have the experience. If you go to a car lot, you're going to ask the right questions,
right,
which is going to force the car salesman to look at you and say, okay, we can't run the game on him. We can't sucker him into the extra accessories or the insurance or this policy or that policy.
Right. The add-ons.
Right. But when you come in green and when you come in with lack of experience and when you come in when you don't know the game, you don't know women like this right here, you accept crumbs. And then guys like you, not saying that you're a bad guy. I'm just saying that like you know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
You can recognize the individual has no type of knowledge whatsoever about cars, and he is a gump to be suckered to buy everything that you want to push to up your getting that extra bonuses and stuff like that. I mean, does that make any sense?
No, listen. That makes perfect sense. It actually makes me think of another analogy. There are a lot of guys, Steve, who think they can afford the Dodge Viper, but can only afford the Dodge Stratus. You can't listen. If you're making $30,000 a year, you cannot afford to finance a Dodge Viper. But what a lot of guys do is they want that Dodge Viper. They want it so bad because they think it's going to be a chick magnet. And what ends up happening is they end up getting in over their head, and pretty soon it gets repossessed. It's the same thing with girls. Listen, I'm not telling you not to date girls with high sexual market value, but you have to understand this. Your sexual market value has to be high too. In other words, you have to be able to make that car payment, because you can be rest assured with any hot girl that you're dating, whatever the case may be, if you miss that payment, and when I say miss that payment, what I mean is let your sexual market value slip, she's out the door. You're going to get repossessed. That's how that works. So listen, nobody is telling you stay away from hot girls, right? But you have to understand that if you want to be in a relationship with a hot girl, it's going to take some work.
Well, it's not only work, it's experience. See, the thing that's amazing about most of these guys is that they're scared of women. And that's the truth.
Sure.
That's number one. But number two, what's amazing about most of these guys is that they don't approach enough beautiful women to not care about beautiful women. Right, Donovan?
Right. That's 100% right.
And that's their biggest problem. If you are approaching beautiful women on a constant basis, then when you talking to a beautiful woman is like talking to anything. Like she's just a woman at that point, But because these guys have fear, and because these guys are on top of not knowing what to say and how to say it, or have the confidence about themselves, or talking to beautiful women, they always run into these situations where the snake oil salesman can sell them anything. Based on that, brother. What say you?
No, I like that. I say this all the time as I'm still trying to work with my camera angle here. I want to be able to switch it up here.
You're good.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure you guys can see me. I say this all the time, and not a lot of and as simple as this might seem, guys sort of let this go in one ear and out the other. I say this all the time. Girls are people too. There's nothing mystical or magical about women. They're the same as we are. They put their pants on one leg at a time, just like the rest of us. They shit, they fart, they burp, they do gross things. They do all of these things. I think what a lot of guys do is when they see a beautiful, attractive woman, for whatever reason, they have it in their minds that she is somehow, it's hard to put this in the words, but they seem to put them on a pedestal. She's a beautiful woman, therefore she must be a more valuable person. No, she's beautiful. You want to fuck her. That doesn't make her any better or worse than you. And that's where I think a lot of guys sort of shoot themselves in the foot, is they put these girls on a pedestal so often that they have what they believe is approach anxiety. No, it's not approach anxiety. It's just that you're not thinking as that woman as a person. Listen, girls are people too, guys. Relax.
Yeah, Donovan, they're just like grass outside your door.
That's it.
Your grass is no different than my grass. It's all
right.
the same. They're not, there's nothing. See, you give them special. You make them
Right.
important. Not you, Donovan, but the
No.
man that sees the beautiful woman. But what makes you an attractive person to a woman, Donovan, is that you do the one thing that they can't do, and that's take the power out of the pussy, take the power out of the way she looks, take the power out of everything she's doing, because she's not special in your eyes until she proves that she's special in your eyes, brother.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. We actually had a super chat question up there. I didn't. It looks like it was a $9.99 super chat question. I don't know. I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. Okay. It says, okay. Can you explain maxing both yours or your partner's sexual and relationship market values of these in an LTR, keeping things interesting and sustainable? That is a very that question requires a very long answer, but the short answer to your question is the first prerequisite that is required is you have to be with a woman who wants to keep her sexual market value and her relationship market value high. We haven't talked about sexual market value versus relationship market value, and we're actually going to talk about that here coming up. We're going to get into things like attractiveness, the way she dresses, the things she does for you, cooking skills. There is a difference between a woman who is only good for sex and a woman who is good for more than sex. So in terms of maxing out your woman's sexual market value and relationship market value, again, you have to understand that she has to want to do that, right? And if a girl has high sexual market value, she's not going to be motivated to raise her relationship market value because she's getting attention all the time. There is a way, obviously, keep your sexual market value high and your woman will keep her sexual market value high. I said this on my show the other day. A lot of guys ask me, Donovan, my girlfriend's hot. How can I make sure she doesn't get fat? Well, that's easy. You don't get fat. If you don't get fat, she won't get fat. She doesn't want you fucking other bitches, right? So she knows if you start to get fat, if she starts to get fat, you're gonna fuck other bitches. So if you keep yourself in shape, she's gonna keep herself in shape. If you keep your shit together, she's gonna keep her shit together. So the short answer to how to maximize your relationship and sexual market value in terms of you and your girl, you keep your shit together, she'll follow your lead.
Yeah, Donovan, and again, you can always tell, and this is your problem. You sitting there and say, my girlfriend's hot. I mean, what, is she supposed to be ugly? I mean, this is what I understand. It's like y'all wanna, okay, you should be talking to a hot woman. So when you say I have a woman, we automatically assume she's supposed to be hot. You don't have to tell us. Right. You should. Because when you tell us that tells me that all you're doing is telling her how hot she is. You should be hotter. But and to answer this question real quick, how to keep things interesting and sustainable, well, you've got to be an interesting person. What you guys don't understand is it's just not like on TV where you meet them and y'all live happily ever after. If you fulfill the things that she needs, not wants, and you are an interesting man in and out of the bed, making her smile, making her blush, making her laugh, making her think, making her feel sexy, knowing when she's not feeling well and things like that, knowing the little things and the little details, you're going to be fine, Donovan. But if you don't know that, be wary of the guy who does know that, Donovan.
Right. That's right. So let's start getting into specifics in terms of the difference between sexual market value and relationship market value. Now, the first thing that we're going to discuss here is we're going to discuss attractiveness. Obviously, if you decide to commit to a woman, fuck a woman, whatever the case may be, she has to be attractive. She has to be fuckable. We all know this. If she's not, we're not interested. It really is that simple. But understand this, gentlemen. Understand this. And a lot of you guys aren't going to want to hear this. And Steve, you might actually disagree with this on some level. You must sacrifice looks for a long-term relationship. You have to sacrifice good looks for a long-term relationship. There's no such thing as Tony Stark. We all know who Tony Stark is, right? Billionaire, playboy, tech genius, blah, 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 blah. Tony Stark is an apex alpha male who is a genius who is also very good with women. Guess what? In the real world, that doesn't exist. If you're a tech genius, you're not very good with women. See Bill Gates, right? Bill Gates is a Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Bill Joy. Those guys are technical geniuses, terrible with women. You can't excel in every area of life. A man who's an A+ at one thing is going to fuck better looking women than a man who's a B- at everything. Be an A+ at one thing. Don't try to be an A+ at everything. You're going to drive yourself fucking crazy. Anyhow, if you're good with women, you're going to be sacrificing on other areas. Like professional athletes aren't the sharpest tools in the shed. Why? Because they're professional athletes. People who are brainiacs aren't really the most athletically endowed. You guys get the picture. So in terms of a woman and her sexual market value, every man dreams of marrying a 9 or a 10 or having a long-term relationship with a 9 or a 10. Guys, I'm here to tell you, 8s, 9s, and 10s, they are community property. They belong to the game. And more of these girls, actually, 8s, 9s, and 10s, they work in the sex trade to varying degrees. Cam girls, Instagram models, dude, charging $5 to see their nipples, cocktail waitresses, escorts, strippers, prostitutes, all the way up to porn stars, which is literally prostitution with a W-2 form. Think of all the amateur pornography out there where you don't see the faces or you don't recognize the actresses. A lot of these girls, these 8s, 9s, and 10s, these Instagram models, these strippers, these cam girls, a lot of girls do this stuff once or twice. But because their faces are rarely seen, nobody recognizes them, or they only do a few videos, most men don't recognize them. Guys, I've been around so many strippers and cocktail waitresses who just admitted, yeah, I did some amateur porn. I did 2 or 3 videos. You guys can never, ever find them, but they're there. 9s and 10s, gentlemen, only sleep with the highest value men. By the time she's done on the carousel, guess what? Those 9s and 10s aren't settling. If she does, she's bored and she's still looking for the alpha she used to fuck. This is when and why they cheat. 9s and 10s are useless because they've never had to be useful, gentlemen. 9s and 10s get everything just for looking good. Attention, dinners, drinks, bills paid, rent paid, car payment paid, sugar babies. Why learn everything else? Now, a lot of guys would say, well, what about Devin? No. Listen, my girlfriend Devin is a 7. Straight up. My girlfriend's not a 10, not even close. Dude, she's a 6 in the face. And she's 6 in the face, 6 on her worst day, 7 on her best day. Her body is an 8. Okay, I add 6 and 8 together, you get 14. Divide that by 2, you get 7. Her body is an 8 on her worst day, a hard 9 on her best day. Her face is normally a 6, maybe 7, 7.5 when she's made up. Maybe a little higher depending upon what she's wearing or not wearing. Now, if Devin were an overall 8, meaning she was a 7 in the face and had a 9 body, she'd make a terrible girlfriend, guys. I'd never be able to tame her. And I'm here to tell you guys, to keep it all the way real, it's hard enough to tame women as it is. Now, I might be able to for a little while, but eventually she'd go feral, as all 8s, 9s, and 10s eventually do. Even though she's still a 7, even though Devin's just a 7, she still gets look. Even when we're shopping and she looks like hell, she still gets look. You can't hide her huge tits. You can't hide her great ass, even in sweats. When we go out on dates, men and women look at her. Now, imagine if she looked like that everywhere we went. That's what it would be like if she were an 8, a 9, or a 10. Gentlemen, you must sacrifice looks if you want a good long-term relationship. Don't look for the 8, the 9, or a 10, guys. Okay? Look for the 6 or 7. 6s and 7s aren't 8s, 9s, or 10s, but every girl has that one trait that makes her irresistible. Great ass. Maybe great tits. Maybe great legs. Maybe she's a 6, but has the ass of an 8. Maybe she's a 7, but has the tits of a 9. But never, and I repeat, never, ever settle down with an overall 8, 9, or 10. The occasional 8 if she was an ugly duckling, but even then, when she realizes what her sexual market value is at some point, she's going to act up. Devin's ass is an 8. Her tits are an 8, her legs are a 9, so I'm fortunate there. But her face is a 6, and that keeps her in check. What are your thoughts on that, Steve?
I am definitely going on the other side of the street.
Let's do it.
All right. Now, for the man mindset guy, I expect you to be a 7, 8, or 9, or 10 type man. Don't ever settle for anything below. But just because she's got a 7, 8, or 9 looks, her personality and character must match that. But that is something that you must demand out of her. So what on this side of the street, I don't want you to settle. I want you to go for what you want, because to me, I don't care how good she looks. Every woman is trainable. And if she's not trainable, you throw her back into the water, period. Now, as far as her fucking everybody or having sex with everybody and all this other stuff, to me, here's the truth. You'll never know the truth about a woman. A woman is never going to tell you how many partners she has. And so I don't even bother to ask, or I don't even want to know, nor do I care how many partners she has, because they're always going to lie to you. So with that being said, I throw it out. Now, as far as I tell guys, go for what you want, but you got to be able to play on that level of the game.
Okay. And I want to clarify one thing quickly here. I'm not telling guys to settle. Okay. I'm not. A lot of guys are, no, I'm never going to settle. Listen, that's all well and good, right? So let's just say, for example, and again, you got to play the odds here, guys. Nobody is saying to settle for anything. But guess what? If you go after nothing but 10s, your relationship prospects, your sexual prospects, they're going to be down. If you're good with that, if you're good with adding a new chick every 3 or 4 months, hey, listen, you're getting no argument from me. If you only go after 9s and 10s and only want a relationship with a 9 and 10, that's cool. I'm not mad at you. Just understand that you're far less likely to lock down a 9 or a 10 in this day and age than you will a 6 or a 7. So, hey, listen, don't settle if you don't have to, right? Like, I'm not telling you to settle. I'm not saying, well, go for the girl that's less, because just like Steve said, I'll actually agree with you here. Just because she's an 8, a 9, or a 10 does not mean she's a good woman. Right. This is the very difference between sexual market value and relationship market value. There are a lot of 9s and 10s out here who look great. They can't fuck. They can't cook. All they know how to do is look good. Do you really want a girl like that? Whereas a 6 or a 7 has to try a little harder because she knows she's lacking in sexual market value. Maybe she cooks a little better. Maybe she tries a little harder in bed. Maybe she even has a better body than the woman who looks like a 10. So again, I want to make this clear. I'm not advising anyone to settle. Just understand that if you go for 8s, 9s, and 10s, it's going to be much harder to tame those women than it is to tame 6s and 7s. Okay, but if that's what you want to do, that's fine. Just understand that you are in the lion's den at that point.
Right. Well, but here's the thing, Don. Here's the thing. You're right about that, but here's the asterisk that I want to tell guys on the 7, 8s, and 9s. If you are scared of women, don't even do it.
Oops. Uh-oh.
If you have no mouth,
right?
Don't even do it. If you're terrible in bed, don't even do it. And last but not least, if you don't have options, don't even go through that door. Because the thing that you got to understand is, to go for a 7, 8, 9, or 10, you got to have the mindset of a 7, 8, 9, or 10. Right. You can't just go. See, what a lot of guys don't understand is that women know the game better than the majority of you guys out there. The higher you go up the ladder, because like Donovan said, the 8s, 9s, and 10s, they're messing with 6-figure, 7-figure guys. So they know the game, and they know they're masters of manipulation.
Not impossible, Steve. Not impossible. Just very difficult. There you go.
Right. Not saying impossible. What I'm trying to tell guys is that you only seep to your level. And that's the thing that you got to be honest with yourselves. Now, for me, and I would even say for Donovan, we can go for 10s, 9s, 8s, and 7s whenever we want, because we don't give the 10, 9, 8, and 7 the power that a normal man will give them. Because your coochie and your beauty it got my curiosity, but it didn't get my attention. Whereas for you guys, when you see them, you're ready to give them your bank account, your car, you're ready to give money and all the other stuff, right? So that's where I'm saying that you can, but it is dependent on how you feel about yourself. If you can play the game of a 10, 9, 8, or 7, then absolutely do it. But for the majority of you guys, because how you feel about yourself, because you're scared of women, because you don't even know how to approach women, and you don't know what to do with women, of course, stick to your level and get what you get and be satisfied. But when you up yourself, Donovan, then you can go ahead and move up. But remember, you only seep to your level, and they just got to be honest with themselves, man.
Steve, they're not ready for that knowledge.
They ain't ready for that, though.
I don't know. You might want to go and rewind that. Shout out to Jermaine Habib, who says Donovan is the coldest to ever do it. That's an inside joke. There is a kid whose birth name is the coldest to ever do it. Crawford, he is committed to LSU. I look forward to watching him in college football. 914-205-5356 is the number to call. We got a couple of guys on the phone lines. 901, I'm coming to you first, followed by area code 404. Let's go to area code 901. You're on live with Steve and Don. Go ahead.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, man, I got a disagreement, man.
Okay.
On something you said.
Okay, let's hear it.
The disagreement is you was talking about most people that excel in certain areas sometimes not usually good with women. And I understand you don't mean all, but I understand that, well, for me, or in general, most people that excel in other areas usually not good with women because they have like a what you call a complex about them, like they're afraid of women, but usually they don't have
No. Hold on.
nothing to do
I
with
think
your outside life.
no. Listen, I agree with you, but I think what you're trying to say is that if someone is really good at something, that they don't excel with women. No, that's not what I'm saying. I actually use that as an example. What I'm saying is that the human pie is only so big. You can't be the world's greatest slut slayer and also be a genius. It just doesn't work that way. Like, a genius is someone whose mind is in the top half 1% of in world history. People like, and I'll use the perfect example. A guy like Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods is not mentally stable. The guy's a fucking kook. You don't win 15 majors by being a normal person. Tiger Woods not good with women. You want to know how I know? Because he was messy. He was fucking 15 bitches and they all told on him, right? The only reason why Tiger Woods was fucking women is because he was Tiger Woods. But because he doesn't know the game, the only game he knew was golf, he faltered in that area and ended up losing his 10 of a wife. So I understand what you're trying to say. I guess what you're trying to say is that just because you're good at one thing doesn't mean you're not good with women. No, that's not what I said. You can be good at something and still be good with women. But again, you have to understand that and there are exceptions to the rule, right? But there is no such thing as Tony Stark. I'll give you the last word.
No, you definitely right. You clarification is the motherfucker, man.
Yeah, but one thing, young man, you got to understand, and this is the truth. What you do and who you are two totally different people. Like we use Bill Gates.
Right.
Bill Gates is an apex of apex when it comes to the business world. Right. But as soon as he turns those lights off and he goes to regular Bill, he's weak and soft.
There you go.
I mean, that's where guys got that. See, Donovan, but that's why I always tell guys who always try to stand on their money and their cars and all that. I always tell you. That still doesn't show her your personality and what you're like in the bedroom and how your mouthpiece is. So it's two totally different things, big dog.
You know what? It's like a lot of these guys that like to bitch and moan about, well, all you need is money and looks. No. Listen, money and looks get you more opportunities than the average man, but that's not what keeps her around. Just because you have money and looks doesn't mean you're good with women. Money and looks get you more opportunity, but guess what? If you don't have the game, if you don't know how to handle women, she's going to cheat on you quicker than she would somebody who is maybe 5'6". That's just how it works. Game is the ultimate equalizer. I don't care who you are. If you're Chris fucking Hemsworth and you're worth 10 fucking figures, that guy's going to get far more opportunities with women than you ever will. But guess what? Your game is what's going to keep her around. Your game, if Chris Hemsworth has game, then guess what? He's an apex alpha male. Game is the great equalizer. Yes, height, money, looks, status, all of those things help with opportunities, but it does not help to keep her around. That's all there is to it. Let's go back to the phone lines. Let's go to area code 404. Area code 404. You are on live with the Dean and the Don. Go ahead.
What's going on with your brother? How you doing today?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Everything going good, man. I'm loving your show, man. I've been checking you out, man, hitting you up, bro. I'm your boy from Godby Road, man.
Oh, yes, sir. What's up, brother?
Yeah, everything going good, man. One ingredient, though. I'm hearing y'all talking. Y'all spitting that hot fire, boy. That's right.
We're trying to, man. We're trying to burn them up.
You, one more thing you got to remind these boys out here. When you look at these women, you got to look at it like this standpoint. From this standpoint, it's like a spreadsheet. Usually when she gets past your sixes and your 10 becomes overhead.
Woo! Tell it.
Becomes overhead.
Tell it. Oh my God.
All right. 6s to 10s becomes overhead. The reason they become overhead is because for the longest time they've gotten so far based upon their looks.
That's right.
Men, here's what men got to start doing: paying attention to the qualities that's going to be the most beneficial to them moving forward in developing what they already have established. Okay? If you are a man, let's say if you have a business and your business you're doing fairly well, That woman that you involve yourself with should have some type of skill that she brings to the table that could add to what your business does.
Uh-oh.
She has to bring some type of caliber. Okay. Anything else, when you become superficial, and this even happened to guys when they get older, and they go after the little young Barbie doll. The Barbie doll, they take the risk with the Barbie doll because she looks good, but they understand that she's always a threat. She's really overhead.
Sure.
That's why they got to treat her like a lease. They got to treat her like a lease vehicle. Keep her for so long, get some miles off of her, kick her to the side.
That's it. You know what they say?
Listen,
you know what they say? If it flies, floats, or fucks, lease, rent, but do not buy.
Lease, and that's how you got to look at it. That's exactly how you.
Well, I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. I see what you're saying. But I'm gonna tell you why I disagree.
Talk to me.
All right, the problem y'all have is this. Y'all have got to stop taking on the stories that happen to the next man and create your own story. What happened to that old man with that woman doesn't mean it's going to happen to me because I'm a man. I don't take on that story that happens to him. I'm going to judge every woman based off of my principles, narratives, laws, rules, and codes. And I'm going to judge every woman based off of me and not the next man because I don't live the next man's story. And I think what's happening here is that I understand where y'all are coming from, but y'all are taking on stories of other men and not taking the responsibility of your story. Every woman is going to treat everybody different based on how he feels about himself, not how just because she does John that way or runs over Mike that way doesn't mean she's going to do that to me. That ain't happening to me because I ain't going to allow that to happen. But I see where you're coming from, but I don't want, listen, yeah, it's not here, and I'm agreeing on you this, Donovan. If you want to buy, lease, or sell a woman because you want to do it, then do it. Don't do it because the next one is having problems. That's all I'm saying.
No, I got you.
But here's my argument with that. Time always ticks to the right. Although certain things may be different, characteristics remain the same. A cat will always climb, run, and be an enemy to the mouse. So don't think that you change up anything. It may take her longer. She may have to strategize differently, but you will get the same outcome.
Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. Because my outcomes are not your outcomes because I'm a man. And number one, no woman's going to come into my life dictating anything to me. No woman's going to try to run me and tell me what to do. I don't care who she is. I don't care how pretty she is. And I don't care how bad her body is. As a man, mindset man, no woman, Bigfoot, elf, or Smurf is going to come into my world and tell me what to do, period. And that's keeping things 100. Because again, I don't play by those rules of society because I'm my own king and I have my own rules, standards, and codes. And if you ain't following me, then you take your ASS and take it on goodbye. Because the next woman will come up. So that's what I'm saying. I don't play by those rules, man. I play by man rules.
Just to piggyback off of what you said in terms of, don't take the story of the next man, only take your story. What I'm talking about is based on personal experience. Okay. I have a lot of experience with 8s, 9s, and 10s. And in my experience, 8s, 9s, and 10s belong to the game. Yeah, I tamed a few of them only for so long, but eventually, just like the guy said, a cat's gonna climb. A woman is always a woman. And again, and guys, don't take this personally, but women are always looking to upgrade. Now, here's the thing. Now, I tried to tame these women, and I was successful for a little while, but guess what? Every once in a while, my game would slip, and then she was out the door, right? But I kept my game tight, and and again, the shit still hit the fan. So again, based on my personal extensive experience with 8s, 9s, and 10s, and my Donovan Sharp experience, 8s, 9s, and 10s belong to the game. Now, if you're the type of guy who knows how to be a snake wrangler, if you want to get in there and do that, that's fine. It's not worth it for me. It's not worth it for me anymore. I did it mildly successfully for a little while. For me, it's not worth the time. The better a woman looks, the more of a liability she is in terms of that overhead thing.
No, not I feel you, Donovan, but on my side of the street, where I say is I don't care about how the woman looks. I don't care about her body. I don't care about her attitude because that's none of my business. What is my business is what is she going to be like when she's with me? What is she going to be like to my standards, my principles, my laws, rules, and codes? And if she isn't up to that standard, then I'm going to have to move her either to the practice squad or I'm going to have to fire her and bring the next woman in, brother. That's all I'm saying.
No, listen, I agree with you 100%. And I think a lot of guys need to hear that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she's a 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. You treat them all the same.
All the same, brother.
You have to treat them all the same. You can't treat a 10 like a 10 because then the 10 is going to treat you like a 2, right? Just understand. You can treat all these women the same, but again, her sexual market value, the way she looks, I'm telling you right now, a 6 is going to act differently than a 10. That's just how it is. But you can't change the way you act, right?
Right, but Donovan, you said how she acts. So then that's why I put it on the guy, because you only allow her to act a certain way. She's going to act how you allow her to act.
Right.
Yes, she's going to act out, of course, but then that's what goes on to the man. Because if a 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, they're always going to act out to see what kind of man you are.
No, listen, I totally agree.
Right.
I totally agree.
Right. If she feels that your pussy is tighter than hers, no matter if she's a 2, a 3, or a 10, she's going to treat you like a bitch. And that's how it is.
No, listen, check this out. I agree with you. But get this. Actually, this is not even a but. This is an agreement with you. You always have to put your foot down 100% of the time. But guess what? 8s, 9s, and 10s are going to act out more than 6s and 7s. Now, it becomes incumbent upon you. Okay, do I want to deal with this all the time? Or I got to a point where I said, okay, listen, man, I'm good with 8s, 9s, and 10s, but I'm just not with the headache right now. So at this point, if I want a relationship, I don't want to have to deal with that. There are a lot of guys out there who can deal with that. They have, like yourself, Steve. Like you've been in this game a lot longer than I have. At some point, it just wasn't worth it for me to put up with the headache. And listen, don't get it twisted. They are a headache. If you can deal with it, more power to you. But if you get to a point to where you don't want to deal with it, just understand 8s, 9s, and 10s, they're going to try you more than 6s and 7s.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
And I agree with you. And for an 8, 9, or 10, real quick, if they want to go. But I will always leave them I always call it putting the candle at the window. Whenever you want some of this dick,
all right,
you can go with Richie, Bill, and all those other guys. But when you want some of this dick, you can always come back down from Earth and get some of that Yami.
Now that I agree with 1,000%. Listen, kick a bitch to the curb, right? Take the commitment away from her. Take away the C, but always leave the D. Totally agree with that. Let's go to area code. Let's go to area code 718. Area code 718. You are on live with the Dean and the Don. Go ahead.
Hello, Donovan?
Yes.
Yeah, hi, this is Randy. I just got a couple of questions and I'm out. Is it possible that sometimes women will be attracted to you for what you don't do?
Here, turn down your radio for a second and ask that question.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
That's okay. It's all right.
Okay, question. All right, like sometimes you have these qualities that you want to have in order to attract women, but somehow women will go to you for what your weaknesses are.
Well,
does that ever happen to you?
No. I've never had a woman attracted to me because of what my weaknesses were. The only type, and again, you have to understand the difference between attraction and arousal, right? Attraction, and we say, and I guess I should say sexual attraction and just regular attraction. Women are attracted to stability, security, a good job, a good car, a 401k. Women are sexually attracted to attitude, game, tattoos, a devil may care attitude, right? So if a woman is only attracted to you because of your weaknesses, that may all be well and good, but she's never going to be sexually attracted to you. So I guess the answer to your question is yes. Back when I didn't have red pill awareness, there were women that were attracted to my weaknesses all the time, only because they wanted to exploit those weaknesses.
What are his weaknesses? What are your weaknesses, caller?
Uh-oh.
No, I just mean because sometimes okay, sometimes if I go dancing, right, I'm good at dancing one particular type of music, but then they actually want me to dance other things where they know he ain't good at that. Let me mess with him there. Or sometimes it's like when I'm out socially. There's certain times when I feel comfortable and it's like I'm hanging around, I'm talking and whatnot, and then when I feel little reserved, all of a sudden they start rolling up on me.
Yeah, that's called a shit. Those are called shit tests, right? So if you're out there, I guess what the old people call it, cutting up the carpet or cutting the rug or whatever. if you're out there breaking it down and she comes in and she tries to make you dance to something that you're not used to dancing to, that is like, that's a shit test. When and if that happens, agree and amplify. Oh, okay, you're doing good with the tango. Let's see how you dance to mariachi music. Just break into the Carlton dance. Just dance as poorly as possible. She'll get a laugh out of it, and she'll be more sexually attracted to you because you were quick on your feet.
Yeah, but well, one thing he's got to do, and this is your problem, man. You don't know women, and you don't go out enough to know that a lot of women have different types of dances. The hip hop women dance different than the Latin women. That dance different than the house and techno type woman. You need to be out there learning women and stop. See, Donovan, this is his problem. Your weakness is not that, sir. Your weakness is you put too much of your emotion in this game and that you care about what she thinks. That's your biggest problem. You got to be honest with yourself, and that is your greatest weakness. And once you realize that, any woman is going to run you because you don't stand on principles, man.
Caller, do you have a response to that?
You know what? I'm not going to argue with him. I'm going to have to agree. I mean, there's sometimes, like I said, when I'm in my comfort zone, yeah, I'm able to roll for any situation. And sometimes when what he just said, I can't argue. It's like when someone gets me or somewhere or what I believe, because sometimes it's like I've heard people like, I don't deal with this type of person, then they roll up on me, but I've already heard them say they're not going to deal with someone like me. And it's like, okay, now I got to think about how I'm going to deal with this type of person. So I guess
and
from what Steve's talking about.
And see, caller, it's just what Steve said. That listen, being able to deal with that stuff, that just comes with experience. That's all it is. That's all it is. What Steve just told you is that, hey, listen, you're just not experienced enough. It's not that you're not capable of dealing with it. You just have to be able to experience it enough to the point to where when and if it happens to you again, you let it roll off your shoulders and deal with it.
Right. And you got to just stop.
And don't give a shit. Yeah. Don't give a shit about it.
Listen, if you're not man enough or good enough, bye. Next woman up.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop trying to please them, because as soon as you try to please them, then all they're gonna give you is crumbs. Don't be a crumb snatcher, brother.
No. We want the whole pie. Big thanks on my side with the super chat. Zachariah Hayes with the $20 super chat. I appreciate that. Big thanks to AM1 with the $2 super chat. Says a 10 with no skills is a 5 in my opinion. I could not agree more, my friend. I could not agree more. There are a lot of 10s out there who are literally good for nothing but looking good. That's it. And don't get me wrong, they're fun to fuck with for a little while, but at some point you just get sick and tired of these fucking airheaded bitches who are always looking at their phone. It gets mind-numbingly. Yeah.
Well, Donovan, a 10. What when he says no skills, what skills are we talking about?
Yeah, that's a highly and that's a highly subjective
right.
He made.
Right.
And so, like, the skills that I require are not going to be the same skills that you require, right?
So, I think a lot of guys they try to pump their chest up like they're really doing something, but you got to be specific on this, brother. We appreciate what you're saying, but what skills you got to be specific when you're saying things to us, because a 10, every woman has a skill. Yeah, and there's something that you've got to, again, goes back to what you want. Because if she looks good, that's fine. She's eye candy. But wait a second. Can she cook? Can she rub your back? Can she go to Panera Bread and bring you chicken soup if you want? They always have a skill. You just got to find it.
No, I totally agree. I totally agree with that. All right, so let's move on to the next topic in terms of sexual market value versus relationship market value. The way she dresses. Now, the high sexual market value girl dresses hot. She looks good in everything. She shows cleavage at work. She shows cleavage at church. If she goes, everywhere she goes, her tits are out. She shows cleavage. High SMV girls wear leggings to show off their legs and their ass. They wear low-cut skirts. Now, on dates, this is great. She looks good. Dudes envy you, and when you get home, you fuck her brains out. But she is always advertising her goods. And if she advertises long enough, eventually she'll get buyers. This goes back to exactly what Steve said, right? It's not the way she acts, it's the way you act. She advertises long enough, she'll get buyers. Now, she might entertain those buyers, right? But how you react is the key, right? If you are man enough to react in such a way that makes her not want to advertise her goods, then guess what? She's not going to advertise those goods. But But again, just like we said earlier, 8s, 9s, and 10s, they're going to try you more than 6s and 7s. If that's you, totally cool. Just understand that you're going to be in 8s, 9s, and 10s are more of a headache than 6s and 7s for a reason. That's just all there is to it. That's the sexual market value side. If you're just fucking her, that's fine. But that's not good for a long-term relationship. The high relationship market value girl dresses hot for you and you only. The high relationship market value girl doesn't advertise her goods unless she's around you. Devin, for example, she wears jeans and t-shirts and sneakers to work. Now, she can't hide her tits, right? That's fine, not her fault. But she always makes sure her ass is covered by her shirt if she can. She makes an effort. Now, when she comes home, she shows skin. Even when I don't make her dress like a stripper, she has these short little nightgowns or whatever that she wears around the house. They're comfortable, but they're still very sexy. Shows off her tits. I can see her cleavage. Shows off her legs, her ass. When she's at work, she shows maybe 5% of her skin. But when she's at home, only 5% of her skin is covered. Of course, I say that tongue in cheek, but you guys get the idea. If a woman advertises her goods all the time, that is high sexual market value. But that, in my opinion, that's not good for a long-term relationship if you don't have the capacity to deal with that all the time. Again, the way you react is absolutely key. If you react the right way, she's not going to advertise, but guess what? She might just say, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to advertise however I want. And then guess what you do? I'm going to take away the C, but I'm going to leave that candle in the window.
Yeah.
What say you, Steve? What say you?
I love that, Donovan.
I love it, man. That's good.
Donovan Jebediah Sharp. You are on point on this. I love it. What I'm saying that Donovan's saying is absolutely right. But guys, please get your crayons out and understand this. This is why it's important that when you meet a woman, you let her know your standard.
Straight up.
He is a representation of you when you start dating or in a relationship. And like Donovan said, if my standard is, look, you are not to dress any way that is sexual in front of other people. Now, not around. Hey, you only do that around me. You don't do that in front of other people. Now, if you choose to do that in front of other people, go ahead and light the candle in the window. But what's important that you guys got to understand is that you have to be transparent and always. It's Donovan. I always say it's like a job, guys. When a woman walks in, she's got to follow the rules of the company. And it is very important that you have that. And let me say something real quick, Donovan. Guys, please write this down because I always tell you this because I don't think a lot of guys understand this, Donovan. When it comes to the laws of this world and this ecosystem that we're in, there are only 3 laws that you've got to follow. The number 1 law is the law of the land. Don't kill anybody because you'll go to jail. Law of the land.
There you go. Right.
The law is the law of the street. Don't go past the speed. Now, if you're black, definitely don't go past the speed limit, or you might get more than a ticket.
Right.
That's the law of the street. The second law is the law of your job. Go to work when you're supposed to go to work. Go take your lunch and leave. Now, outside of those 3 laws, Donovan, every man in this room is allowed to create his own standard of what he feels is good for him. But the important thing here, Donovan, he's got to be able to tell the woman. You have to have enough balls, Donovan, to say, look, this is what I expect. And if you can't do it, bye. But that's the key here, Donovan. These men have to be straight up with these women and honest enough with them. Like you said, if Donovan, you want your woman to dress a certain way, then it is up to you to tell her in the beginning of what your expectations is, and then allow her to say yes or no, man.
No, listen, Steve, you made up. This is such a dynamite point. Women aren't mind readers, guys. They're not mind readers. They may think they know what you want and what will piss you off and what won't, but they won't know unless you tell them. That's how this goes. Because women a lot of times like to say, well, I didn't know. And we all think, oh, bullshit. Of course you fucking knew. You just decided not to. Well, sometimes she just didn't know. Like, that's just how that goes. But listen, Men Making Waves says never hesitate to say no. 100% right. That is the one word in the English language that most men are afraid to use with women, and that is the word no. Never, ever be afraid to tell your woman no. And don't explain shit. That's how that goes. All right, let us talk about cooking skills in terms of sexual market value versus relationship market value. This is obvious, guys. Girls with high sexual market value rarely know how to cook. Now, most have remedial cooking skills, enough to survive, grilled cheese, microwave soup, PB&J, just basic shit. But she's a professional at ordering in, absolutely. High relationship market value girls have above average culinary faculty. She doesn't have to be a Michelin star chef, guys. But she has to know how to cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner at home. She has to know how to use a stove. Okay? They're always looking to hone their skills. Devin is always trying new recipes. She loves to cook. High sexual market value girls either have little to no cooking skills. High relationship market value girls have above average to exemplary cooking skills. Steve, I've never actually heard you talk about this, and I'm interested to get your take on this. What is your stance on a woman's culinary skill? Is that a deal maker or a deal breaker? Where do you land with that?
Well, that's important. Yeah. Now, as far as relationship, absolutely, she's gonna have to cook. But if she can't cook,
leave the candle in the window.
No, not the candle in the window. I've got to figure on my roster, because my roster is made up of, I need 3 chefs. I call it 3 chefs.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna need a night woman, a dinner woman, a lunch woman, and a breakfast woman.
That's right.
So that's 3 on the roster. So what I need is, now, if I know if you burn toast, we got a problem. So what I've got to start getting you to do is start training you to go to Blue Apron and start getting meals and reading the menu and learning how to cook for you. Because if you want my time, right, Donovan? Keyword, right. My time. If you want me, when I have a choice between you and all the other women, and it's dinner time, and you want my time, you better get your ass in gear and get on the Food Network. Turn your channel to 231, I guess, on DirecTV, and start watching 30-minute meals and start taking notes. Because if you don't do it, you will be replaced by someone who will. And when she knows that, when she knows she's replaceable, Donovan, that's when she's going to get in the gear, brother.
Albert C said, cute, chubby women can throw down in the kitchen. Better get you one. No, Blair. Albert, there's no such thing, bro. There's no such thing as a cute, chubby woman. I can't stand these dudes that are like, okay, she's fat, but she looks good in the face. Nah, my nigga. If she's fat, she doesn't look good in the face, bro.
Leave them defensive tackles alone, man.
Leave those right guards alone, man. For real. Oh my God. Oh no, he doubled down. Oh no. Hey, listen, if you're a chubby chaser, I ain't mad at you. As I would do you? But ain't no way I'm ever going to use the word cute and chubby in the same sentence unless I'm talking about a baby. Not talking about women. Man, listen, she's a little bit fat, but she looks good in the face. No. Doesn't work that way. Does not work that way. Holy shit.
She like Precious. She want to eat a salad and Diet Coke.
Hell yeah.
Then have ding dongs and holes under a pillow.
Running down the street with a bucket of chicken.
Right.
You want to smash that? Hey, be my guest. Be my guest. Good God Almighty. Oh man, dude, chubby chasers. Jesus Christ. Oh God. Okay, let's get back into relationship market value versus sexual market value. Now we're going to talk about treatment, and this is going to be Steve's forte here. High sexual market value girls can be selfless and treat you well, but trust me when I tell you, it takes a little more effort to make that last. Just like Steve said, it's not about what she does, it's about what you do. Understand, you're going to have to put higher octane gas in your tank to deal with the 8s, 9s, and 10s. They can be selfless, they can be very, very giving, but if your game isn't tight, it never lasts long. They treat you very well during the honeymoon period, which lasts about 2 weeks, but after that, it tapers off substantially. After about a month, the fall is precipitous. High sexual market value girls, they do treat you, sometimes they do treat you badly. Not all of them do, but a much higher percentage than high relationship market value girls. Even if hot girls don't treat you badly, they get to a point where you are no longer their mental point of origin. And if you're not her mental point of origin, then she can't be in a long-term relationship with you. And Steve, I'm telling you, you hit this on the head. It ain't about her. It's about you. And if you are not her mental point of origin, I'm leaving the candle in the window.
Candle in the window. No, here's the thing that's important. That y'all guys have to understand. Get your crayons out.
Let's do it.
At the end of the day, y'all got to learn how to stand on it. And that means your principle. you got to ask yourself, okay, look, what is drama to you? But what is disrespect to you?
There you
But
go.
not just what drama and what disrespect is you, what it is to you. How are you going to handle it? What are you going to do if it comes in to your castle and into your throne? What are you going to do? And if you don't stand by what you say you're going to do, she'll never respect you. That's why I always tell women, we having a great time, throwing water, pillow fighting, whatever. I'm going to pull it to the side. Look, I'm a drama-free man. Anybody brings any drama in my life, they're gone. That's it. I'm not here to threaten you, but you are gone. Now, again, that's not just, there's going to be a shit test, of course.
Of course.
But what I'm saying is, I don't do 3 strikes. I'm like 2 and you out. That's it. Because I told you one time. And this is the thing I always tell guys, Donovan. See, you always guys got to ask yourself why women don't treat most men like they do the CEOs and presidents of the company, Donovan.
Right.
Because they know if they get out of line, they're going to be fired. The thing with Donovan Jebediah Sharp that I can tell you, the thing about me that I can tell you is that the women that know about us know this. They will get fired and replaced. And a woman that knows a man that has options is going to replace a woman quick. He's not going to wait. We're not going to have a Dr. Phil, and we're not going to marriage counseling or some type of, you're gone, next woman up. And that's the way you've got to live your life. As a king, you must learn sacrifice. Now, I don't care how nice her ass and her titties are. If she disrespects your name,
fuck that.
That's what you got to stand on, your name. And that's how you train them off of your name. But last thing, Donovan, they got to know what their name is. And
there you go. See, a lot of people don't know. See, again, a lot of people don't really know the value of their name. Big shout out on my side goes to Rob Cruz with the $50 super chat. Says salute and respect to two of the realest dudes in this thing we call the Manosphere. Stephen Donovan. Yeah, dude. Rob Cruz is the man. I haven't seen him.
Rob.
Chris Z with the $2 super chat says preaching gospel. Get your crayons out. Like to hear that kind of stuff. Oh no, somebody doubled down. Oh no, somebody just said. Oh no, Steve.
What?
Perpetual 76 says Chubby is a phase. It comes and goes. No, Perpetual. No, please, bruh.
No,
for the love of God, let's not.
For the love of animals, big and small. Brother. It's how you see, you guys. This is what y'all got to
be a phase. Don't let it come and go. Don't do it.
It ain't no phase. It's how you feel about yourself, dog, and that's the truth. So y'all want to lie to yourselves. You are what you go after is really what you feel about yourself.
Here it is.
You want to scrape the bottom of the barrel and roll some fruit and ding dongs to capture one of them wash type women. That's how you feel about yourself. But don't think that, hey, dog, if you ever hear me tell you I like big girls, call the police because somebody's hostage.
Yo, listen, man. And this is the thing. It's and I'm not saying that this guy likes big girls over fit girls because I don't think he's saying that. But there are some guys who are out here like, oh, listen, man, I love big girls and I prefer big girls. No, you don't. Because if you had a choice between a fat girl and a hot girl, you choose the hot girl 12 times out of 10. No, the reason you go after the fat girl is because that's what you think you can only get.
That's what you said.
That's what it is. Right.
That's all he can get, Donovan.
And I'm trying to tell you, he said it comes and goes. Well, you know what that means? That means his confidence comes and goes.
You need to let it go. It shouldn't come.
Let it go.
Go.
Oh, my God. Listen, Sanitary says big girls crush pelvic bones. I wouldn't know.
Take that candle and don't put it in the glass.
Man, do not leave the candle. No candle. High relationship market value girls that are good for relationships. That girl likes to do things to make you happy. The high relationship market value girl, she puts you first in any and all situations. She puts her needs before your own. Guys, Devin does this to a fault, and I have to stop her sometimes, right? She dresses in slutty heels and micro thongs and lipstick and heels because she knows that she loves watching me drool when she walks out. It's uncomfortable to wear those clothes, right? But she does it anyway. She's unselfish in bed. The high relationship market value girl is unselfish in bed. She sucks your cock. She swallows your loads. She doesn't bitch and moan about not getting orgasms. High relationship market value girls, they don't care about her. They don't care about their needs in bed. Okay. A woman's satisfaction is tied to your satisfaction. I had a girl dump me because I didn't come fast enough. Like, dude, I'd give her 3-4 orgasms. She was a silent shaker. She ended up ending our little we weren't in a relationship. We're just fucking. But I've actually got the text conversation to prove it's on my website. She literally told me, hey, I don't think you're attracted enough to me, so this thing has to go. I was like, okay, all right, whatever the case may be. Yeah. The high relationship market value girl takes it in the ass, guys. Yeah. Anal sex is uncomfortable at best, painful at worst. Okay, swallowing cum is not a turn on for most women. Don't believe those porn stars. Oh, I love swallowing cum. Girls don't like swallowing cum. It's warm, it's sticky, it's slimy and salty, and it doesn't taste very good, guys. Okay, but she does it because she wants to please you. Okay, she is selfless to a fault. Now, understand this, and Steve, this is where you can come in. High relationship market value girls won't do this for just anybody. She's not gonna take it in the ass and swallow your loads because you have a dick in your fucking. Oh no. You got to be what she wants and what she needs. She has to want to be unselfish, and women only want to be unselfish to masculine, dominant men, not beta bitch boys who go in and out of chubby chaser phases. And you guys, and you niggas know who you are.
Jebediah.
If you are the right kind of man, if you're high value, if you're select, she'll be unselfish. And unselfish women make the best girlfriends and wives. It may taper off a little bit. They're human, but they will keep it up. Steve, what are your thoughts?
I always tell guys, today is the first day of sucker me season, okay?
Oh, this is it.
And this is the day where women are really hunting the weak guys.
That's right.
On the other side of the street, like Donovan is saying, is that this is where the problems most men have is during the holidays, because like you were saying, Donovan, women want to do for us.
Yes.
And they want, and again, it started with Thanksgiving. You'll have 5 women that want to take you to meet their parents. You're going to have 5 women that want to cook for you. You have 5 women that want to come to your place and spend Thanksgiving with you. Christmas time, you're going to have the same thing. 5 women that want to take you out for Christmas, or they want to buy you Christmas presents. They want to show you off to their parents and their friends. They want to spend Christmas Eve with you on a one-on-one basis. And how do you know, guys? If you post, and this, I told guys this yesterday, Donovan, you post some LeBron James on your Facebook or your Instagram. Post some shoes or some jewelry or watches and see how many women buy that for you. And then you're going to know where you're at. But again, like Donovan said, it's a total different thing. And you're right, Donovan, when she knows that you have value and you are a great investment, she is willing to do the things that she won't do with the normal guy. She will lick the dirt under your balls. Like you say, Donovan, she will swallow and smile. She will do things that all you guys see in porn. She will do those things because she knows that, you know what, I've got to be or position myself number one in his eyes.
Bingo.
The women, it's a race. It's a great race to not your dick, but your time, because these women will do anything because they're competitive, Donovan.
That's right.
When it comes to a man and a woman knows there's a man who has options, women always want to be number one. And that means sucking some dick and swallowing some cum. Donovan.
That's right. And get this, the difference between, and here's another thing, the difference between the high sexual market value girl and the high relationship market value girl. Okay. High SMV girls, hot girls, they'll take it in the ass. Okay. They'll let you nut all down their throat. But here's the difference. The high relationship market value girl will pretend she likes it. She'll pretend to want it. That's the difference. Girls hate this shit, guys. They do. But if a woman really wants to be with you, if she really puts you first, she'll pretend she likes it. Dude, when I fuck Devin in the ass, she pretends she likes it. I know she fucking hates it, but she pretends to, and I appreciate the effort. Freelance Runner with the $5 super chat says Donovan and Steve tag teaming like the Midnight Express straight up off the top rope. Appreciate that.
Tag me in.
That's right. Tag me in.
Wait, real quick, Dom, can I say this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
You were saying that exactly. They might not like it, but what y'all guys don't know, and I don't want to hurt no feelings.
Uh-oh.
That's when they're going to need borrow money from you guys to add on to Donovan. And I'm not saying this is happening, but if Donovan was a single man, they would borrow money from you guys to add on to Donovan's studio. They will find things, and women are this fucked up. It's messed up.
Man.
They will get the guys the bank accounts, get the money from you, and they will buy things for us that we don't even ask for. But Donovan, you ever watch Purple Rain? You ever seen the movie?
Yeah.
Okay. You remember when Prince looked in the window at the guitar and he walked away? What did Apollonia do with the first bit of money she made? She went to the store and bought him the guitar. Come on, man.
Hey, man, listen, you know how many niggas done fed me off of somebody else's dime? Like, dude, like, seriously. We listen, we talk about this all the time. Never be the 6 o'clock date, guys. Be the 11 o'clock date. Like, dude, I'll be fucking whatever girl for whatever reason. She'll come over at 9, 10, 11. Hey, Donovan, I bought you some leftover steak and potatoes. I bought you some ravioli. Oh, for real? Where'd you get this from? I got this from Tino's, right? I got this from Fazoli's. Oh, what'd you do? I went on a date with some guy. Feeding me, right? She's given me what you bought her. My bad. She's feeding me what you bought her. You tried to buy the pussy. The pussy is already mine. The pussy was never for sale. You guys got to understand that. Big thanks goes out to Paul Carrick with the $10 super chat. Area code 909. I see you in the queue. I'm going to get to you in just a second. Got a guy in here. Dre Mode 510 says, what about the ones that love it? In other words, what about the women who love taking it in the ass and swallowing cum? Well, if she really does love taking it in the ass and swallowing cum, like if she really genuine loves it, you have an A1 slut on your hands who has probably been fucked by 300 guys.
Yes.
And that's not a high relationship market value girl.
Yes. No. And Donovan, the thing is that y'all guys got to understand is that you when you get on this side of the street, women will do things without you even asking.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
You'll get that phone call. Oh, you know what? Excuse me. You know what? I just want to come by and give you lunch because I don't want you to be hungry. So, and what she's going to do is call old guy. Hey, Charlie, I'm hungry.
Can you bring me by something? Yeah.
Give me some money, please. And then she's going to take that money and she's going to go and say, well, I just want to feed you. And if you're not busy, can you call me later on? And that's how it goes, Donovan. And that's what we try to get these guys to see, brother.
Listen, this is why I always say, never feed them before you fuck them. If you feed them before you fuck them, she's going to be feeding someone else who is not fucking you, right? Whoever she's feeding is the one she's fucking. But if you're feeding her before you fuck her, she's not going to fuck you. That's how this works. Let's go back to the phone lines. Area code 909. We're dropping some gold in here tonight, man.
You know?
Area code 909. You're on live with the Dean and the Don. Go ahead.
What's up, brother Donovan?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
This your man Franklin up here. This your guy Franklin up here in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yo, out there in Allegheny County, man. What's going on with you, bro?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to brother Steve right there.
Yo.
But I just want to touch on basically he took the words out of my brain. There's just a tension. I don't understand why guys, first of all, had this much trouble with females. I just don't get it. It's it's never hard for me, I guess. I ain't the tallest, I ain't the handsomest. I never had the fattest bankroll, but I always got the smartest chicks somehow, straight A students. And anyway, long story short, the recipe for success is all you gotta do is pay their friend attention. That's what guys don't understand. Don't pay the hot chick that you want attention. Just go give all her friend the energy. Can I get an amen on that, brother Steve?
Hey, real talk. Hey, this is old school game. You remember that song? Take it to a hotel, a motel, a Holiday Inn. Say what? If that bitch starts acting up, then you take her friend. Man, listen, I'm trying to tell you that. Listen, that is real. That is real game. If there's a hot girl you're trying to fuck, don't approach her and give her all that attention. Give all the shine to her home girl. Just like Steve said, girls are naturally competitive. So she's going, oh, well, she's flirting with her. But wait a minute, I'm hotter than she is. Well, let me do something. And you can, dude, not only can you parlay that into fucking the hotter girl, you might be able to parlay that into a threesome later on down the road.
Yeah, hey, caller, let me give it to you. Hey, man. Hey, brother, you are on point. But see, the reason why they can't see where you're at right now and why we have this show is because we're trying to show men their fucking worth and their value. And once they realize that she's just a woman and there's nothing special about her until you make her special, then they're going to start doing the things and feeling the way you feel, brother. Much love.
Eben Enraged Rage says anal is overrated. I would agree, but I still like it. Let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the to the next topic here. Sexual market value versus relationship market value. Now we're going to get into the nitty gritty. Behaviors that facilitate cheating. High sexual market value girls, hot girls, 8s, 9s, and 10s. They want to post selfies on social media, which is literally advertising. The for sale sign is still in the yard. You're renting, right? You haven't bought the house yet, right? You're renting the house, but the owner has still got the for sale sign in the yard. High sexual market value girls, they want the security of a relationship without having to wholly commit. High sexual market value girls, hot girls, always in touch with their exes. They keep the lines of communication open. Why? Because they want that constant validation. Here's another reason: to keep him on standby, to keep him on backup, to keep that abundance mentality intact. Then when they get a guy they actually like and he doesn't commit, she never knows why. Well, the reason why he doesn't commit is because he also sees that for sale sign in the yard. You see, high sexual market value girls think that their for sale signs are invisible to everyone, but the guy she wants to see it, right? She thinks they're invisible to everyone except for the guy she wants to see it. But her boyfriend sees it too, right? That's why he won't commit. Now, high relationship market value girls, they give all that shit up, all that social media. They're not interested. The high relationship market value girl, she limits her social media exposure if she doesn't completely eliminate it altogether. I know that I endorse the stay off social media. That's me, and that's extreme. Okay? Now, if you want to compromise somehow, say, hey, instead, do all the social media passwords. I don't give a shit. If you're going to be in a relationship with me, no social media. High relationship market value girls proactively check in without you having to ask her to. If she catches you looking at her phone, she'll show you what she's doing on her phone without you having to ask, who are you talking to? What are you doing on your phone? She constantly lets you know where she is, who she's with, what she's doing, and when she'll be back. High relationship market value girls, they don't keep up with their exes. She doesn't want to go to lunch with Kevin in sales. She doesn't want to go to lunch with her boss. She doesn't want to go hang out with Dave, the unemployed garage band guitar player who may or may not live in his mom's car. Okay? Listen, I'll tell you a quick story. And then I'll give you the floor, Steve. Here's the thing, man. I remember Devin's boss. And he's actually a really smart. He's a smart dude. But he sent her an email because she got a promotion, and he sent her an email that said something to this effect: "Hey, I'd like to sit down with you once a month to talk about your advancement in the company, kind of bounce some ideas off of each other, set your career path in place. Let's say we meet up for lunch every month for an hour or so and just kind of talk about where you're headed." Devin shut that shit down on the spot, and I fucking put the shit on social media to prove it. She said, "I'm not comfortable with that." She shut that shit down. High relationship market value girls know that women know that high value men do not commit to women when they have questions about them as far as trust is concerned. They know that select men in demand, are not going to commit to women they have one iota of doubt in terms of trust. What are your thoughts, Steve?
Yeah, hey, let me tell you something, guys. You on point. The thing is, Donovan, I don't have to tell my women when I was out there, or the woman I'm with right now, I don't have to tell her about social media because she ain't on it. I don't have to tell her about putting my business on the street because she knows better. You know what I mean? I don't have to do any of that. But what these guys need to understand is that, like you were saying, when a woman is really into you, her thing, there's a few things going on in her head. What can I do and what can I be to stand out amongst all these other women? So what I'm going to do in an early age or early time is, like Donovan said, I'm going to tell you where I'm going. I'm at the gym. It's 11 o'clock. And then at 11 o'clock, she's taking the photo, the selfie, to not only just tell you, but also show you without you having to ask. See, guys, when you have to ask to do it, that's where the problem comes in at. If you got to ask her, that's a problem. But when they see value in you, they're going to divulge information. It's the same information they divulge when you lying in bed with them and you're naked and they're like, look at this, such and such, look at this message from this guy. Oh my God, yes. I can't believe, and let me play it. And they laugh at you guys naked in bed with her, and we like, girl, I don't even want to see that. I don't need to see that. Well, I just want you to see it because I want you to know that I'm just being honest with you, and I don't want you to trust me, and I'm on my period, and I can't understand why you don't let. It's like, all right, show me the shit. Okay, but that's how they are. When they're into you, like Donovan said, they think twice about making foolish moves because a woman, again, when a woman messes with a man with options, her greatest fear is being rejected and being replaced, and that is the greatest weakness they have. And like I say, I use Donovan all the time. I know Donovan's in a relationship as well, but I like to use him because he's a man and stuff. And the thing is that when a woman knows a man that has options, she's always going to think twice about messing up or making foolish moves, Donovan.
That is called the abundance mindset. When both you and your woman know that you could replace her in 24 hours or less, she keeps her shit in line. That's all there is to it. It doesn't really get any simpler than that. Let's talk about another element about this that not a lot of guys really put much thought into in terms of high relationship market value and high sexual market value. Their families, okay? High sexual market value girls, the hot girls. A lot of hot girls, they don't really talk to their families much, right? A lot of hot girls raised by a single mother or they had a weaker absentee father. The girl Amy that crushed my heart all those years ago had a dad that was in and out of prison. Darcy, I was married to Darcy. Her father cheated on her mother and also had a problem with crack, right? Carla, the girl that I foolishly rented a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house downtown, started fucking the baby daddy behind my back when I was in jail for a week. He had just got out of prison, okay? She was raised in a foster home. A lot of hot girls move to a new location every few years because they burn their bridges. Guys, there are a lot of girls like this in Las Vegas. And they do it all, guys. They fuck their friends' boyfriends. They fuck people over with money, sex, etc. They fuck their mother's boyfriends. Again, hot girls will fuck everybody over by fucking people, okay? When you get with a hot girl and you see she's only got like maybe a 2 or 3 year history on Facebook, you know she's running from something. Hot girls rarely go home for Thanksgiving or Christmas. Dude, most girls I dated or fucked over that point in time, they never went home for the holidays. And they always had an excuse. Well, I can't afford it. It's too cold out there. Traveling for a holiday sucks. Now, that's not their fault sometimes. Sometimes you can't choose your own family, but that's not your problem as a man. But extremely attractive women who had chaotic family lives have very low relationship market value. What are your thoughts, Steve?
Man, dude, I have nothing to say because you have nailed that to the coffin. Listen, guys, Uncle Donovan is right on this 1,000%, man. And that's why we try to push you guys to stop looking at the sex, but look at the character of the woman that you're dealing with based off of what your character profile of what you want with a woman. Because like Donovan said, they always, it's weird, Donovan. These women always show their hand, but it's like only certain kind of men can see it. Like the things that you're saying, a lot of these guys probably have never heard.
Never even thought about it.
Because all they think about is the sex or, oh my God, she's so beautiful. You know, I got to walk on eggshells.
Let's go to the high relationship market value girl. Now, understand this, guys. Just because she was raised in a 2-parent home does not mean that she's not a slut. A lot of guys say, well, she had a mom and a dad, so she's not a hoe. Oh, no. Trust and believe. I smashed a lot of hoes who had a mom and a dad at home. But women generally have a good relationship with women who generally have a good relationship with their family. They have higher relationship market value. Okay. They have to be close to their families. Devin loves her family. Her family isn't perfect. No family is, right? Listen, my family is as fucked up as there is. Like, I've got an extremely fucked up family. But by the same token, just because she's raised by a single mother doesn't mean she'd make a bad girlfriend. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be harder to train her, but you can't discount one or the other. Yes, if she was raised by a single mother, that probably just about excludes her for a long-term relationship, but she might have learned her lesson from her single mother. But I digress. High relationship market value girls talk about her family on the regular. They give you updates. Oh yeah, my brother Jamie just did this. My brother Corey did that. My sister Veronica did this. You're always getting updates about her family, right? She tells you stories about her family. Devin has a great relationship with her family. I've met everybody in her family. They're good people. They really are good, salt of the earth people, right? And check this out. Devin's father, and this is an atypical situation. They're sort of a blended family. Devin's father was murdered when she was 8 months old. Okay. So Devin's mother was a single mother of 2, but she never felt sorry for herself. She worked her ass off. She stayed feminine, and she found a man and had 2 more sons with them. And today, they're a really cool family. They're a really laid-back family. They live in South Florida. They all have great tans. They all fun in the sun. She's got a brother who does boating up in Alaska. She's got another brother who's a fucking brainiac, has like 3 doctorates. Really cool people. Dude, or 2 brothers. One gets paid to go to school, and he's a bug and a plant expert, brilliant dude. The other guy is a fucking 6'4" Adonis and spends half the year in Alaska on fishing boats. Her stepdad is a world-class artist. He has done art for the Super Bowl tickets. Real talk. Her mother is a lady who is kind and knows how to cook. Okay? That's the difference between a high relationship market value and high sexual market value. What are your thoughts on that, Steve?
No, and I just to piggyback, because I've met her before, and she's a nice person, very respectful, and you know what? And she caters and serves her man, and which makes her, I'm sure in your eyes, a great woman, and that's what you want to see. When I'm lucky enough to hang out with Donovan and Devin, I see the respect that she has for him, which you guys need to. Well, I'm not that you need to see, but you need to have that kind of respect from women where they worship the ground you walk on. Every word you say is just is either going to make her day or make her feel like it's the worst day in the world. And she's going to do everything she can to please you. So, but all of these things come with how you feel about yourself. This is not a TV show where everything's going to happen overnight.
Right.
It's got to be things that you have got to cultivate. You've got to work on. You've got to manage. You've got to make adjustments and things like that to be able to get and reap the rewards that you're saying, Donovan.
Agree 100%. Heart Donor says, my girl says I remind her of her mother. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Heart Donor, if you were on the phone and asked me that question, here's what I would do. Are you serious? Come on. You guys got to be serious. Let's go back to the phone lines. Area code 904. You're on with the Dean of the Don. Go ahead.
Fuck the simp show, the simp mindset, make time for life.
And thank you very much.
All day. Fuck the simp mindset.
And listen to him. Listen to him, guys.
I can't understand what he's saying. I didn't hear what he's saying. I heard my.
I know. Listen to him. He sounds like he ain't gonna get no women. Keep talking. Is he still talking?
No, I didn't hear anything he said. I heard somebody. He looks like an imp and something life, like imp life or something.
Well, yeah, but that call is a great call, guys, because we need guys. And I'm gonna sound it's gonna sound bad, Donovan, but I gotta be honest with you.
Okay.
Guys, we need guys like that. We need guys that don't want to learn how to be men. We need guys to buy drinks, buy dinners, put up the Christmas. I'm not mad at him. I love him. If I could give him a basket of fruit to say thank you for all the women that he's gonna get, our people, the D and Don show, we love him. Thank you for the call, sir.
Listen, I would thank him if I could understand what he said. So, I mean, I don't know. Anyway. He said something about imps. I think that's a Final Fantasy thing. So maybe he was a Dungeons and Dragons guy. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for the call, area code 904. Let's talk about sexual history. And Steve, this is right down the middle. I could not agree more. When Steve says it doesn't matter, you will never ever know how many men a woman has slept with. Okay. Here's where the rubber meets the road. Unfortunately, high sexual market value girls and high relationship market value girls, they're all going to have high notch counts, guys. Listen, it is a sad fact in 2019. That's how it is. Does it suck? Yes. Is it fair? No. But guys, listen, you can either play the hand that you're dealt, or you can get up from the table, right? That's how this works. This is a fact of life. She's fucked a lot of guys. There's nothing you can do about that. You can't hit a button and cause her to unfuck the 124 guys in her past. Now, at this point, you have a choice to make if she has potential high relationship market value. You can either attempt to train the bad habits out of her, okay, to possibly build her into the kind of woman that you can commit to, or you can just swear off long-term relationships and just fuck bitches, spin plates. No judgment here. I completely get it. But men want relationships, at least as far as I'm concerned. Most men want relationships. If you make that choice, that's going to be hard, okay? Women with high notch counts are very, very difficult to train and overcome. It's possible. It's It's difficult. I'm going to keep it all the way real. Devin's no snowflake, guys. She's got a high notch count, just like every other blonde with huge tits and a tight ass. But she has high relationship market value. So I decided that it was worth it to give it a shot. And it was difficult. Listen, Devin is a well-trained woman. Make no mistake. It was fucking tough. Listen, anytime I did a show during the training process with Devin that I came onto the show with a hoarse voice, that means that I was airing her out. Okay? She has tried my patience time and again. It sucked and it wasn't easy, but that's the deal. So if you make this choice, hey, listen, man, she has potential high relationship market value. I know she's fucked a lot of guys. Understand it will not be easy. You also need to understand that all women have high notch counts regardless of their relationship or sexual market value. A lot of guys rightfully assume that if she is or ever was a slut, she'll have high relationship market value. And again, you're getting no argument for me. I get it. Or she'll never have high RMV. I get it. But if you happen to meet a woman that you think could have potential and you possess the knowledge, the leadership skills, the persistency, the patience, and the wherewithal to mold a woman into what you want and need her to be, and you're ready to give up the player life, then you owe it to yourself to at least give it a try. Okay? I actually met Devin during a transition. I wasn't looking for a long-term relationship, guys, but I knew I had to slow down my fast Vegas lifestyle. Like it was really starting to swallow me up. Okay? But the more I learned about her, the more I realized that she might have potential. I didn't get high hopes. I didn't get excited, but I recognized that she had potential. Then she started demonstrating the willingness to be taught how to be a lady. She wanted to be led, guys. She wanted to be trained. She wanted to be taught. It wasn't easy, and she fucking hated it. But after 18 months, after a year and a half, she earned my commitment, and we've been together ever since. Again, guys, she's not a snowflake. She's not a unicorn. She's got a high body count. She is sport fucked her way across God knows what. I don't care. I don't want to know the details, but it's obvious. I'm not blind. I'm not naive. Okay.
Yeah.
But she had high relationship market value and she was ready for a change. Yes. Her high notch count made it very difficult to keep her in line because girls run on autopilot as far as attention seeking behavior is concerned. Okay. Devin is conscious of this. And because of this, I've made her conscious of it. But again, she is a woman. She has very high relationship market value, and she takes instruction and correction very well. But if there ever comes a time she doesn't, we're finished. But for now, her high notch count isn't enough of a deterrent for me to leave, at least not yet. So, Steve, you have a very interesting take on the notch count thing. A lot of guys ask you things like, well, how many men is too many? Like they always ask me, well, Donovan, I have some guys, well, Donovan, what if a girl has slept with 20 guys? What do you do then? What's your answer to that, Steve?
Here's now we're gonna be all the way real because I'm about to hurt some feelings here.
Do it. Keep it all the way.
Okay, let's be honest here. The majority of you guys are scared of women, and you will never even ask a woman what her notch count is, number one, because you're scared. And number two, even if she told you her notch count, because you don't have any options, you ain't gonna do nothing about it. You're gonna stick with it. Let's stop lying here. And for the third group of you guys, all you're doing is you're making the excuse to not talk to women, to say all the women are sluts and they got high notch counts. Come on, man. Let's be all the way real.
Yo, listen, Steve, I agree with you 100%. And again, there are guys out here who say, listen, man, I've had experience with women. I have fucked many women. They're too much of a headache. It's just not worth it. I don't want a Western woman. I'm just going to stack money, stack paper, whatever. Right. That's what I'm going to do. I've experienced it.
Right.
I just decided I don't want it. Cool.
Right. That's cool.
But if you're a guy who's never had experience with women, but you somehow are swearing off, how can you swear off women if you've never had them? How can you decide, well, I'm not going to eat meat anymore if you've never had a steak? It doesn't work that way.
Right.
Listen, you can't tell me the juice isn't worth the squeeze if you've never had the juice. If you've had the juice and you tell me it's not worth the squeeze, cool. Get no argument from me. But don't come in here bitching and moaning about what women are and what women aren't, but you don't really know because you don't have any experience. You just read stories on some sort of
and watch YouTubes and stuff like that. And the worst part about this for these guys is that they don't have experience with women. And don't get it wrong. Women know whorish men. They know whorish guys and they deal with it. But the thing that you guys got to understand about this, how can you worry about a woman's notch count when you don't even have the balls to even talk to a woman? Come on, man. Y'all got to stop being real with yourselves. Oh, women are whores and women are sluts. You don't know what she is because you'll never know. Because a woman will, unless there's a cam attached to her left nipple, that is the only way you're going to be able to get an accurate notch count. Understand this, guys. And unfortunately,
even then, she'll have that motherfucker turned off half the time anyway, so you probably still won't know.
right. You turn on, put a napkin over it or whatever. But what y'all guys got to understand is women like sex like we like sex. Don't get it twisted. If for some reason you think she is going to be Mother Teresa, if you want Mother Teresa, go to the Middle East or something and then get an arranged marriage with the virgin. Then you'll be good. But if you want to go into the real world, women love sex like you do, okay? But the thing is this. You'll never know what her notch count is. And like Donovan said, I don't care to know because it's none of I don't care about her notch count. What I care about is what she is to me. And if you guys are going to keep lying to yourselves, oh, women are sluts and she got a high notch count, then that tells a lot about you because you don't know women or not had enough women to understand that, look, women love, they love it. They love it. And they masturbate all the time and they're horny and they got tons of dildos and all that stuff. You just got to accept that. But again, I'm not talking about she pull her pants down and her lips fall to her legs or anything like that. That'll be a warning sign, Donovan.
No,
but
totally
total warning sign. But what you guys have got to know, you guys got to stop using her whorish behavior or her sexual behavior. Like you say, Donovan, if she had 20 guys, you'll never know 20 because number one, you're too afraid to ask a woman. And how's that going to go, Donovan? At dinner? Well, after you ask her how many guys that she likes or what is she looking for in a guy, then you want to ask her how many dicks she had? Come on, man. You're never going to ask because number one, most of you are scared of women. So will y'all please stop this nonsense and realize women are sexual and they'll never tell you the truth, Donovan? Back to you, sir.
No, listen, I totally agree 100%. And I think what a lot of guys do is exactly what you said. They're looking for an excuse not to do what's hard. Guys, having consistent success with beautiful women, not going to be easy. You think she's just going to lift up her skirt if you just walk up and say hello? You think if you buy a certain kind of cologne, look a certain way, she's just going to open her bra for you if you just walk up? No, it doesn't work that way. Women have the ultimate in abundance. There are many biological reasons for this, and that's for another day and time, but you're going to have to understand it's not easy to be good with women. There are a lot of guys out here, Steve, that want women to be easy, right? They want it to be easy to sleep with women. And make no mistake, there are a lot of guys that sleep with a lot of women. For 99.9% of them, it's not easy. All you see is guys fucking hot chicks. That's not easy. All you see is him fucking hot girls. You don't see the thousands of hours he's putting in the gym. You don't see him kicking life's ass. You don't see him getting up at 5 a.m. to squat and deadlift when most people in the free world are still asleep or eating fucking donuts and fried fucking chicken for breakfast, right? All you see, and again, that's a very female mindset. Well, getting women is easy for him. It should be easy for me. No, it's never easy for anybody. And if you expect it to be easy, you're in the wrong game, player.
Right, yeah, not even expect it to be easy, but you need to be honest with yourselves. The majority of you guys won't even go and talk to a woman, more or less have sex with her. So what does her sex count got to do with you? You ain't getting it. They got it, but you ain't even getting it. But yet you want to use that as an excuse because some YouTuber told you, well, you better be careful because her notch count. You'll never know how many licks it takes to get to a Tootsie Pop. And you'll never know how many guys a woman has had. And that's the honest truth, guys.
So Kujem Rasal Gethi says, just get one good woman. You'll be all right. Problem fucking solved. That's it. He has cracked the code. We don't even need to be on YouTube anymore. This guy, Kujem Rasal Gethi, just solved the problem. Just get one good woman. You'll be all right. Stefan Molyneux, highly intelligent guy. Highly intelligent guy. But I did the Redman group with him a few weeks back, a couple months ago. And he says, well, maybe you're looking for women in the wrong places. You should go to the church to get the good women. Oh, problem solved, Stefan. That's right. Just go to the church. Now, Stefan, obviously, listen, he's been married for 20 something years. He hasn't been in the game in a while. So he doesn't understand that women in the church today are very different from what they used to be 20, 25, 30 years ago. But the point is it's never just, well, all you have to do is have the abundance mindset. Oh, well, if it's that simple, then everybody would do it. No, getting one good woman is the answer, my friend, but it's not that simple. That's why platforms like this exist.
Yes.
You guys are killing me with this Captain Obvious stuff.
And here's the thing that you got to understand, young man. Before you can get one good woman, you got to get through several women, sir, to find out what a good woman is. Because if you believe you got to understand women know how to play the game. And Donovan, like I said, the 10s, 9s, and 8s, they are the game masters because they going for the high end.
Right. That's right.
What they're doing. So one good woman, yes, that's true, but you've got to go through a lot of women. And that's why we're telling you guys, get out there and talk, date, have a roster of women. Matter of fact, I tell them, Donovan, you don't even have to be married. You don't have to have a girlfriend. You don't have to live with a woman if you don't want to. But if you want to, you've got to go through a bunch of candidates and see their behaviors to know what you need or what you want that lines up with what you think, Donovan.
I've been rightfully corrected in the chat. Studio Mansion and Freelance Ronan says church women 20 years ago were hosts.
Yes, hallelujah.
Real time. Right. Praise Jesus.
Praise you. Praise you. Oh, hold your hand up, Donovan. Oh.
My bad. That's all I got tonight, Steve. I think that I think at the end of the day, and this was a really, really good conversation, man. I think we taught the guys a lot today, but I think what I wanted guys to understand is that there are a lot of beautiful women in the world. They really, really are. And what you have to understand is that in this day and age, the more beautiful a woman is, the less likely she is to be relationship worthy. This isn't to say that there aren't women out there that are worthy of being in a relationship with, right? But if you decide to go that route, you're going to have to understand, you're going to have to put in a lot more work. Now, if you're not afraid of the hard work, if you're not afraid of the headaches, that's fine. Women are not going to be all peaches and cream, guys. That beauty comes at a price, my friend. If you're gonna be in a relationship with an 8, a 9, or a 10, you're gonna have to wrap your mind around the fact that she's getting dick thrown at her all the time. You got to have airtight game. And here's another thing: just because you have airtight game doesn't necessarily mean you want to be using that airtight game, guys. I don't know anyone who has better game than I do. That's all there is to it. But at some point, you want your brain to relax, right? You want your brain to sort of. I don't want her to fucking shit test me 3 times a fucking day. I don't want to, dude, like, I don't want to hear about, I don't want to, no, I don't need, no. 8s, 9s, and 10s are a headache for me. If that's for you, no problem. But I no longer have the patience nor the desire to put up with that. I'd love to, listen, we all want to fuck 8s, 9s, and 10s. Just understand, the more beautiful a woman is, the less likely she is to be good for a relationship. Again, this isn't to say that 6s and 7s make better girlfriends and wives. And this isn't to say that 8s, 9s, and 10s make worse girlfriends and wives. But the more attractive a woman is, the less likely she is to be relationship material. If you want a rock solid relationship with a woman, understand that if you want your life to be a little less stressful, because all women give you stress, you're gonna have to sacrifice at least a little bit in the way of looks. Nobody's saying wife up Precious, okay? Like my man, the Chubby Chaser. Nobody's saying you got to go out and date Monique. Nobody's saying you got to go out and date 2s and 3s. No. Don't do that. The sweet spot for me, Donovan Sharp, 6s, 7s, the occasional 8 if she was an ugly duckling. I'll give you the last word, Steve.
Yeah, and I just want to say for those guys out there that I just want you guys to be single-minded and soak up the information that me, Donovan and I, King's English, that we're giving you, and make sure you utilize it in your life. And I want you to judge every woman off the merits of how they treat you. And as long as you do that, you can go for anything you want. But just understand this one thing. If you got to know the game to play correctly, and you can't go up to level 10 if you're a novice or at level 1. So you got to stay to your level unless you begin to grow your level. And that's what shows like this have. Yeah. Now, before we go down, I can throw it to you than me, but do you have anything else going on that you want to let people know real quick before we wrap?
Yeah. One last thought. if you want to chop down the big tree, you got to bring a big axe. You can't chop down a big tree with a small axe, guys. The big tree can be chopped down, but you need a bigger axe. A bigger axe weighs more, takes more energy. That's the best analogy I can make. The Redman group is going to be, I'm not going to be on the Redman group tomorrow. It's actually going to be a special Redman Patriarch edition tomorrow. That's going to be tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Pacific. So the Redman group, which is normally live at 11 a.m. Eastern, okay, it's going to be live tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Pacific. It's going to be a special Patriarchs edition.
I just want to say first off, Donovan, man, Don and Dean, we're gonna have to coin that, dog. And again,
man, I'm trying to tell you,
man, that's what we do. But again, before I just want to say two things. Number one, I want to thank all those that have taken the time to listen to this show. We appreciate all you guys, man. Just
it was fun, man.
Yeah, tell 5 of your friends about this show. And the other thing I want to say to these guys is that again, I have just come up with a new way, up-level way to give out your number to a woman that they have never seen before. And I think I'm going to talk about that maybe tonight or early tomorrow. I'm probably going to do another show to talk about that, to give more game to these guys, because we are always trying to elevate you guys out there. That's what Donovan is doing every day. That's what I'm doing every day. And then we come together, we both are trying to do that every day. So guys, we are tough on you, but we do it because we care. That's all I want to say.
Sometimes you need to be punched in the chest. Big shout out to Darius Thurman with the $2 super chat. Says 40 to 50 licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. Okay.
No, he's
yeah, he probably did it. 1, 2. I like that. Appreciate that. Chris Bright with the $2 super chat says always solid content from you guys. Respect. That's all I got, Steve. This was fun, man.
Thank you very much, guys. All right, guys, we out of here, and we'll talk to y'all later. We out.